Well, here we are at Wagga. Yeah, this is the beautiful Murrumbidgee River behind us, and Dale Skews and David Strong, and we are both pastors at Wagga Baptist Church. And we would love to say a big hello to Andrew Beddow and the team there. We're delighted to be communicating with you this morning about what we're doing with the vocational Bible college material here in Wagga. What's our heart behind it, Dale?
So we very much resonate with the reaching everyday people and training everyday people that you're talking about today together. I remember being on the farm with David's farm some years ago, and there were some young fellas in the church who were never going to go to university. They were tradies or farmers, and David was just raised the question, how are we going to give these people opportunities to grow, to learn leadership, to preach, without sending them off to Bible college, and just meet them where they're at and encourage and strengthen them in their faith and in their ministry. So that was many years ago, and I think what we call the bush apprenticeship has emerged out of that kind of heart. What do you remember about all that?
Yeah, because what I remember is that we had then and still have today young men and women who have come to faith quite powerfully sometimes. They're gifted, but then they're not the sort of people that would ever go off to university and write a 2,000-word essay every week. And I can't help thinking that they're the sort of people often that aren't going to zoom off to Sydney or Melbourne. They're going to be here for years and years and years. And so to be able to equip them with something that's rich theologically and ground them in that, to equip those sort of people, that can bear fruit for the church in terms of them being able to even lead a group or evangelise or disciple someone else or preach or whatever for years. Yeah. And so we had that heart, both Dale and I, years ago, and then we came in contact with Andrew and the Vocational Bible College, and it's just that, like it's TAFE level material, but it's we love it theologically. And what do you like about the material, Dale?
It gives us the structure we needed. We really couldn't come up with all of it ourselves. It just gives us that foundational material at the right kind of level. And Andrew cheers us on to and supports us with his team. It's practical. There's a practical emphasis, which is really important as well.
So can you describe, Dale, about how we do it so that people that even if they're working a full-time job, which a lot of them are, our students, they're working full-time jobs, but we somehow still manage to teach this material. Can you describe how we do that?
We have talked about an internship, which we're dreaming about and hopefully will implement, and that's more for people who've got more time available. But up until this point, we really just want to give people who've already got a full-time load the opportunity to train, to learn, to cheer them on in their ministries, whatever gifts and ministries they've got a heart for, and to connect them up with a mentor. So what we call the bush apprenticeship here has got three elements, and that is the Vocational Bible College study, which is a Tuesday night, and we go from 6 o'clock. We encourage everyone to have their dinner before they come. 6 o'clock, and then we have one class, then we have a break time. During our break time, we treat that as our community building, pastoral care type time. We share with each other our joys and sorrows and challenges, our struggles in ministry, our joys in ministry, anything that's going on in our personal life that we're comfortable to share, and we just go around the circle and pray for one another. So that's a vital part of what we do. And then we have our second class, so everyone's out the door by 8:30, And so we offer 2 subjects per semester at a time. So that's the vocational Bible college element of it. We ask everyone to find a mentor, or we help them find a mentor, someone in the church or someone that they respect, someone that's got some stability and maturity and a pastoral heart for the bush apprentice. An hour fortnightly is what we ask them to do with their mentoring sessions, and we also ask people to be involved in some kind of ministry. So they're the 3 elements: study, mentoring and ministry.
Yeah, and so often the way the study works, and well, the way it's working now, is that I'm teaching the first class starting at 6 o'clock, and then we have our break, and then Dale teaches the second class. And often we choose kind of a theology subject and a ministry subject to go side by side with one another. With the mentoring, what we're saying is that character really, really matters. And so theology, precious, so precious, but character really matters. And so we're wanting people to go deep with mentors. And with the ministry side of it, we've got a little bus. The church has a little bus, and I've got some regional responsibilities. And so what I love to do is to say to the bush apprentices, we call them the bush apprentices, I'm going to go to Young on such and such a day. Would you like to come? Would you like to give your testimony? Would you like to read the Bible? Would you? Sometimes they do a skit or whatever, but it's part of them having ministry outside the church.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of people have we got coming along, do you reckon? How would you sum them up, if that's possible?
Yeah. Well, I was just looking last night because Dale and I taught last night, and so we've got Tim, who's a cleaner, and we've got Ben, who works at the abattoirs, but we also have people that are couriers. We have people that we've got a doctor that's been doing it last semester, a social worker, and so in actual fact, the academic ability, we've had people out of jail whose level of education, formal education, very, very low, and yet have engaged very well with this material.
Enjoyed the materials.
Yeah.
Struggled at times with the homework and the assignments, but very much engaged with the material.
Yeah. But I think, and I think you'd agree, Dale, that this material has been really good because those highly educated people have actually loved it.
Yeah.
And they've reported that.
Yeah.
But the people that have got little formal education have really engaged with it well.
It's accessible, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I think those things have been good. What sort of struggles have we had, Dales?
Yeah, so that's one of the struggles, I guess, is people who really do struggle to concentrate or have struggles with English is not their first language. So mentors have actually really helped with that. So I'm thinking of one particular fellow meeting with outside of class time one-on-one just to go through some of the assignments orally rather than having to just concentrate for long periods of time himself. Another person, it's almost like an English tutoring session, but going through the VBC material. So mentors have been really helpful with those kind of struggles, the learning kind of struggles. I guess some other struggles is just in terms of training everyday people for leadership, just the human element of the joys and sorrows of walking shoulder to shoulder with people, cheering them on, hoping for them to grow. And sometimes you have disappointments with people, and people kind of, as we all do, stumble at times. But there's of course the joys as well, and seeing people take hold of ministry opportunities with both hands. Or remember the church history subject, one student said, "I realise now that the greatest persecution is not the greatest challenge that the church faces, but false teaching." And I thought that was a very good insight, that our faith is really the thing that matters, and our, the purity of our faith and our understanding really matters. So, yeah.
One of the fruits that I can think of is one young man who's a farmer, and he said, he's in his early 30s, and he said, "Oh, I feel confident now to run this Connect group. It's like a Bible study group." He said, "I feel confident to do that because I've done this educational material and done the bush apprenticeship." So we've got in class last night, and there was one or two people missing. We had about 8 students, and we've had about that sort of number we've been running now for 5. This is the 5th year.
Yep.
Yeah, we've had similar sort of numbers to that.
Yeah.
And what we say to them at the kick-off, we say, okay, there's 3 weeks, come along, have a look what it is, but you are not signing up for it until 3 weeks' time. But once you sign up, we'd love you to be committed. And we tell them that they're only allowed 3 absences from the 19 weeks in each semester.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, challenge them to really commit. And I suppose that's one of the other struggles is, and it's not a bad thing, it's just reality, that some people are really keen to do the bush apprenticeship, but they're very time poor. They've got a lot of commitments, especially work commitments. And we've got a couple of people who are taking a break for this semester at the moment, but it's not because they're slack or they don't want to train for ministry. They've done a lot of training already. Their life is just pressed.
Yeah, one's getting married, one's got extra work commitments.
Yeah.
I said to the students last night, I said, here you are, you're wanting to grow in a knowledge of God, and you're wanting to put yourself in a position to engage with the Bible and to be taught and to be mentored and to grow. And I just can't help thinking just the enormous importance of that. I don't know what 10 years is going to hold for some of these young people, not all young either, and I'm not sure how God is going to use them, but I just can't imagine. I'm very moved by the fact that to grow in a knowledge of God and to engage like they are engaging, and for us to use this BBC material is a rich thing for them and very good. And for us, we get to know these individuals like you could not know just if they were sitting in a congregation. And so when it comes to saying, oh, could such and such be involved in a church plant or as a Connect group leader or whatever, we've got great insights because we've engaged with them so much. So it's fantastic doing this training on the ground, not just sending them away, but us doing it that way.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. And I guess the other advantage of offering part-time study to people who work full-time is we're not removing them from their workplaces, and we're encouraging them to reach the everyday people that they rub shoulders with in their cafes and their workplaces, their study places.
So we've been recipients here in Wagga of really rich blessing through the material, where we really love it, and it's one of the highlights of both our weeks to be with these students and to be training them for ministry for decades to come. So we're really thankful. God bless you as you meet, and we're thankful to be with you, even if it's by video.
God bless you.